Okay, so we're back. So, and that really, for what we did there for that last one, that's just what you need to go through. Give yourself a sensible starting point, and then from there, what else can you do? Okay. So then with, for instance, let's say go right up to the last one. Again, I won't do it for you. I'll let you take your time to go through it. You know, we're definitely going to have an x and an x. There's not really much else I can do there to make the x squared term, which is nice. That's ticked off. 8w squared then is a conundrum because, well, not conundrum, but a choice, because I can have 4 and 2, or I can have 8 and 1. Again, look at the fact that there's an even number here. We spoke about the even number earlier, or an odd number up here with 3xy. So how am I going to generate an even number when multiplying things out and adding them together? And then the second thing to think about is the fact that this is minus 6wx. Okay, so that's going to need to come from somewhere, but these two terms here are positive, so maybe here both of these x terms were negative, because that still gives me positive x squared, the two negatives multiplied to the positive, but will help me get towards minus 6wx. Okay, so just bear that in mind as you go through. And then for the last ones, they're actually easier in a way. So unlike the rest of them, they all have initially a common term. Okay, so in the first one, I could factorize out an x before I get started. In the last one, I could factorize out an x before I get started, because they both share them. Okay, so let's pick something that's got like numbers in it or something like that. So let's go for this one here. So I look through, they both have x's in already, so I factorize out an x. And then lo and behold, oh, it's a difference of 2 squares. So it's x, and if I factorize this bracket in its own right, it would be 10 minus x, 10 plus x. Okay, so if you multiplied out these two brackets, and we did 3 multiplications in a previous week, you'd get this, and then finally multiply by this, and you end up back with that. Okay, so factorize out numbers where you can, like even with this last one here, there's a common term of not just x, but also 2 can come out of that, so you can bring out 2x, and then suddenly, hopefully, we'll be left with squared numbers, because that's the thing we're always looking for difference of 2 squares. We'll have squared. 8 and 50 aren't square. If you factorize out 2, they both become squared numbers. Okay, similarly with this sort of 18 here as well. All right, so hopefully that's enough. If it's not, again, just ask questions. I can do specific ones for you, but it is just about grit and determination now. Once you've got that idea of, okay, I'm going to factorize a single term here, or I just need to think about negatives, evens and odds, and just perseverance with these ones. And then once you spot the difference of 2 squares with that one, there is a trend, there is a pattern, but yeah, just got to take your time on it. Okay, so hopefully that was useful, and well done, and thanks. Now, questions?